Okay, welcome back to the class. Okay, in the last class, that is on Wednesday, I was telling you about the Hymenoptera. Okay, I have covered the Ichneumonidae and the Braconidae, and I told you, so those are the important or families which includes the general parasitoid. Okay, they may attack the larval stage, okay, or they may be larval pupil, or they may be pupil stage. Okay, so any stage is attacked by the Braconidae and the Ichneumonidae. And also I have given you one example. So here it is a egg larval parasitoid, that is a Kilonus black bunny, coming under the family Braconidae. And I have started with the third family, that is a Trichogrammatidae. So I have told you the Trichogrammatidae is the family which includes the exclusively egg parasitoid. Okay, so in this photograph you can see here, it is a female. And also I told you there is a little bit sexual dimorphism with respect to the antenna. The females are having the more sensory structure in the antenna compared to the male. Okay, male only mates and its job is over. Next, it is the female, okay, where she has to hunt for the eggs, and she has to decide whether the egg is parasitized by any other egg parasitoid, and she has to decide the size of the egg. Okay, so because if the egg is big, more number of the eggs will be laid by the trichogrammatids. So all this job will be done by the female. So because of this, so the female antenna, it is more having a more sensory structure compared to the male. Okay, so the female, she will lay egg into the, so here whatever you are seeing here, it is a helicoverpa egg. So that is the pod borer. So she will lay the egg, its egg into the helicoverpa armigera. And if you cut open after 1 day, because within few hours, 6 to 8 hours, the eggs will hatch because the life cycle is very short. Within 10 days, they complete the life cycle. So after, I think so next day, if you just cut open the egg, you can see the young ones of the trichogrammatids. Okay. So here, whatever you're finding here, so these are the internal development of the trichogrammatids within the egg of its host. So when the eggs will turn blank, when the trichogrammatids will go for the pupation. Okay. So this is the egg stage, which is black color. So this is the right stage to for the field release. Okay, in this you can see it is mass multiplied in the laboratory, and it is released in the different ecosystem like the rice, sugarcane, and the cotton. So initially you can see the eggs of the rice moth. It is a Coursera, which are yellowish in color. By the time here you can see around 6th or 8th day, so they turn black color. So this is the indication the trichogrammatids have gone for the pupation. So this is the important family you have to remember, which are exclusively egg parasitoid. So next family I will be going is the wait a minute. Okay, next family you have is the Celionidae. So Celionidae also, just remember, it is also a egg parasitoid. Okay, so this is the second family I'm just listing, which are exclusively egg parasitoid. So here they are also very small black colored adults, and size you can see they are also 0.5 mm in size. Okay, and they are also exclusively egg parasitoids, especially you remember the Spodoptera litura. So it is mass multiplied again and released for the control of the Spodoptera litura, which is again a polyphagous insect. So these are the eggs of the Spodoptera litura, and you can see the many of the Celionidae. So that is the Telenomus remus. Okay, it is the scientific name of the member coming under the Celionidae, which is mainly exploited for the management of the Spodoptera. You can see here many of the adults of the Telenomus, they're attacking the eggs of the Spodoptera litura. So remember, Celionidae, it attacks the eggs of the Spodoptera litura, and yet the species is the remus. So next here you have is the family Mimaridae. You heard about the Mimaridae as the members of smallest insect. Okay, so they are around 0.2, even 0.2 mm is the one. I think so you might be knowing Kikiki hunda. Okay, so which is the smallest insect they have reported from the NBI Bangalore. So they are called as the fairy flies, or they are called as the fairy wasp because of their beautiful appearance. You can see here the wings are long, slender, and they are provided with the heads all the three sides. So because of their beautiful appearance, they have been called as a fairy flies. Okay, so they are the smallest insect, and very tiny insects range from 0.5 to 1 mm. So less than when you have about the 0.25 mm. Okay, antenna of the female, it is club like. You can see here, this is the female. What is there on this slide? It is a clubbed. Okay, so where you can see the flagellus segments at the end, they have been increased in the size, and male antenna are thread-like. So that you can see the sexual dimorphism between the male and the female. Okay, and as I told you, wings are long, slender, and they are provided with the long hairs or the bristles on all the three sides. So here also you remember Anagyris elegans. So this is a common example for the Maimaridae. Anagyris elegans, it is attacking the eggs of the leaf hopper and the plant hopper. That you have to remember. So there are three families I'm just listing, which are the exclusively egg parasitoid. One is the Trichogrammatidae, and the second one is the Celionidae. So both are attacking the Lepidoptera egg. But here you can see whatever the Maimaridae, which is also egg parasitoid, but it is not attacking the Lepidoptera, but it is attacking the eggs of the leaf and the plant hoppers coming under the suborder Homoptera. Okay. Next you have is the Chalcididae. So how you remember these chalcids? Okay, the common name for them is the chalcids. So here in this photograph, you can see the most striking character for these chalcids is the hand femur. Okay, you can see here the hand femur, it may be yellow color or it may be black color. Color does not matter here, but the most striking character you can see here, the color is taken into consideration when they are going for the identification with respect to the species. But you should know only the identifying character for the chalcids. Okay, so the hand femur is enlarged, you can see, and the inner margin of the hand femur, it is provided with the, that is the spines are provided. This is the one striking character. So body, you can see here, it is a black color, and it is not provided with the hairs. It is a shining. It is called as a gloverous. I think so. The same is not mentioned. It is a body is fully shining. Okay, shiny body surface it is having. So then what about the antenna? So antenna, it is a geniculate type of the antenna. So what are they? So they are either solitary or the gregarious parasitoids. So here, whatever the example I'm giving you is the Brachymeria nephantidis. Okay, so Brachymeria nephantidis, it is important, and the example for the chalcids, you can see here it is a pupil parasitoid on the coconut black-headed caterpillar, that is the Opicina arenosella. Okay, and so it may be attacking the larvae also. You can see here primary and the secondary endoparasitoids of the Lepidopteran larvae or the Diptera puparium. So this is having a particular character. Sometimes it behaves as a secondary endoparasitoid, means it called as hyperparasitoid. Okay, it do the job of the primary, secondary endoparasitoid of the Lepidopteran pupae, or the Dipteran pupae will be attacked. Okay, so that is what I'm giving you the example, Brachymeria nephantidis. So remember, the color is black in color. Some species we have, the way I have mentioned here, metallic, but many of them are black color. The hand femur is enlarged, antenna is geniculate. That you remember. Okay. Next common family you have is the Bethelidae. So Bethelid, so this is also important family which is mass multiplied in the laboratory, and they have been released for the control of the larvae of the coconut black-headed caterpillar. So here it mainly, you can see it looks like an ant. Okay, so it is a small, okay, by the photograph it may look bigger size, but it is a smaller, just like a small house ant, whatever you have seen. Okay, so then what is the character? So you can see the body is black color and the head is bent down. Okay, the head is bent down. The antenna arising more on the anterior region of the head. So that is the one character. Okay, it is a geniculate, but it is arising at the anterior end of the head. So head is bent, antenna is arising more anterior part of the insect head. That is the one. So what you find here, you can look into the character of the femur. So the middle and the hind femur are of regular thickness when you compare to that is the front femur. So that means the front femur is enlarged compared to the middle and the hand femur. That is the one character. Then what it is? It is a ectoparasite. So here you can see in these photographs, the female after mating, and also in this Bethelidae, you can differentiate the male and the female mainly based on the size. Okay, the female is almost double the size of the male. That easily you can identify the male and the female of the goniosus. Okay, so here, so as already you know that, so it mainly prefers the last instar larvae of the coconut blackheaded caterpillar. So in the laboratory, it is read by providing the last instar larvae of the Coursera cephalonica. That means either fifth or the sixth instar we are providing. So what it will do, initially it will paralyze it. This is the rice moth larvae and this is the coconut black-headed caterpillar late instar larvae. So it will paralyze the caterpillar first, and then you can see in the abdomen region, so they will be laying the egg. And you can see here more number of the eggs are laid. So when there are more number, you know that it is a gregarious ectoparasite. Okay. So after hatching, they pierce the mouth parts into the skin of the caterpillar, and they grow by feeding on the body fluid. So these are the eggs. These are the first instar where you can see here they started feeding on the body fluid of the caterpillar, and these are the late instar larvae of the grubs of these gonioses. Okay, so you can see here as the parasitoid grows, the body of the caterpillar will disintegrate because they are feeding only on the body fluid. And later, so they also construct the silken cocoon for the pupation. So example is the common you have to remember is the Goniosus nephantidis. Okay, so this is the Bethelidae, which is a gregarious and exclusively it is an ectoparasitoid of the Coleoptera and the Lepidoptera larvae. But in the field condition, it is released mainly for the control of the larvae of the coconut black-headed caterpillar. Next here you have is the Scolidae. The Scolidae are called as the scolid wasp. Okay, so they are very large in size compared to the whatever the parasitoids I have mentioned. They are large, strong-bodied and hairy wasp. You can see here the body is provided with the hairs. So they are also, you can call them as a hairy wasp, and usually they are blackish. So what is the character of this is that, so here you can see in the both the forewing and the hindwing, the base of the forewing you can and the hindwing you can see there are many closed cells are there. You know what is the difference between the open cell and the closed cell. So if it is if a cell is closed by all the sides, then and if it is closed, and we call it as a closed cell. So here at the base of the wing we have the closed cells, and after the closed cells you can see here the wing is in the form of the wrinkles. You know what is the meaning of the wrinkle. Okay, so this is the posterior end of the wing where you can see it is in the form of the wrinkle. That is a one character. And here metathorax is fused with the first abdominal segment and it forms a prominent plate here. That is the one character. Okay, so remember wing character and the meta fusing with the that is the first segment and it forms a prominent plate. So that is the one. So then what it is? It is attacking the larvae of the root grub. Okay, so here you can see this is a Scarabidae. So I have learned it for the C-shaped larvae. So where they will be there in the soil and feeding on the roots of the plants. Okay, so they mainly attack this is that is a root grub larvae. So they are mainly example you have is the Scoria species, which is an ectoparasite on the larvae of the root grub. Next you have is the Evanidae. Everyone, I think so majority of them you might have seen. So especially in the kitchen and the bathroom, you will be having this Evanidae, which is called as an ensign wasp, because it mainly prefers to lay the egg into the eggs of the cockroach. That is what you call it as a ootheca. So ootheca of the cockroach is mainly preferred by the Evanidae. And also you know about the character of the this Amanida is that the stalk, that is the petiole, it is arising from the posterior, that is on the top of the propodium. Propodium, you know that the first abdominal segment is fused with the metathorax, and that we call it as a propodium. So on the top of the propodium, the petiole is arising, and this is the gaster. So this character is called as the abdomen is held like a flag-like structure. Okay, and you can see here the hind legs are widely apart and they are very long. Okay, and because of this, you can see they just look like a spiders. Okay, they look like a spiders because of the long legs and all. Okay, so the example for this is a Evania appendigaster. So this is a common that you will notice everywhere in the nature. Okay, because it attacks only the utica of the cockroaches. Okay, this is an Amanidae. Next you have is the family Eulophidae. So Eulophidae, again, they are very small, and you can see here they are the pupil parasitoid. Whatever the example I am giving is the one is a pupil parasitoid, one is attacking the leaf miner. The tarsi is four segmented, and you can see they are metallic color. So the brightly metallic color of these wasps. So another thing you can see the eyes are very bright and they are red in color. Okay, so they act as both the egg and the larval and plus larval pupil parasitoid. So you have the diversity within the Eulophidae. So they may attack the egg, larval stage, or it may be a larval pupil parasitoid of the major orders like the Coleoptera, Lepidoptera, Diptera, and the Homoptera. Example, Trichospilus pupivera. So when you can see in the name itself, you have the pupa. Okay, so that means it mainly attacks the pupa of the coconut blackheaded caterpillar. So Trichospilus pupivera is a pupil parasitoid of the CBHC. And another you have is, especially in the groundnut ecosystem, you will find it, that is a Symbiosis dolichogaster. So this dolichogaster, it is an ectoparasite of the groundnut leaf miner, which is a major pest in the groundnut ecosystem. And another also you have is it is attacking the Aproorima modicella, where it is a metallic color, Aproorima modicella. So that is the this is a species where you have is a groundnut leaf miner is the Aproorima modicella. So this is a species, okay, dolichogaster species attacking the larvae of the leaf miner, that is the Aproorima modicella. Next you have is the Ensitidae. Okay, so these Ensitidae, especially they attack the sucking insects. Okay, so here I am showing the photograph of the mealybug. Okay, so these are very tiny. Okay, Ensitid, so they don't have the common name. You can just call them as Ensitids. So the parasitoids of the pest of the several fruit and the vegetable crops, because in the perennial ecosystem, we have a major pest like the scales, mealybug, and they mainly prefer this. That is the fruit and the vegetable ecosystem is preferred by these Ensitidae. So you can see here mainly they are attacking the psyllids, aphids, moths, and the butterflies. And then you have the flies and the beetles. So these are the host of these Ensitidae. And eggs of the ticks and also the spiders are also attacked by the Ensitidae. Here I'm giving example. That is the Leptomastix dactylope, which is a pest on that is a coffee scale, that is a Planococcus citri. Okay, you know that coffee is an important crop, and from there we are going to get a coffee, and there is a one serious pest on the coffee, that is this is the scale, a citrus scale, that is a coffee scale is there, that we call it as a Planococcus citri. So that is controlled by the release of the Leptomastix dactylope. Okay, so in this photograph, it is a Leptomastix dactylope, but it is attacking here, it is a mealybug. It attacks the nymphal stage and continue in the adult stage also. You can see here, this is the infected mealybug. So here you can see all the adults have come out by making the hole. Okay, so here they have made the two holes, and from these holes, the that is the adults of the Ensitidae has come out. So they mainly attack the sucking insects. So this is an Ensitidae. So next here, another example for under the Ensitidae is the Copidosoma truncatalis. So what do you see in this photograph? Okay, so this is a semilooper larvae. Okay, semilooper, you know, where they have only 3 pairs of the prolegs, and last you have another one. So the 4 pairs of the prolegs will be there, and the one which is on the third abdomen segment, it will be reduced. That is a semi-looper. So here you can see this Copidosoma, it attacks the early instar of the semi-looper larvae. Okay, and they develop internally. So here it is an endoparasitoid which is developing internally. But if you closely observe this larvae, okay, so they have not allowed the larvae to enter into the pupal stage. From the point of the head region up to the tip of the abdomen, you can see here, these are the pupae of the Copidosoma. It lays only few eggs. Then how it can fill entire caterpillar? Because they have the polyembryony. So polyembryony, it is a type of the reproduction especially in case of the Hymenoptera, where one egg will develop into many eggs. Okay, so that is called as a polyembryony, and that is the character of these Copidosoma. So because of the polyembryony, so they multiply in large number, and the entire caterpillar will be filled with the pupae. Okay, you will get 200 to 300 numbers of the Copidosoma. Okay, so this is what you call it as a polyembryony. And Copidosoma truncatalis, it is coming under the family Encytidae. And last, finally, another order family you have is the Aphelinidae. So Aphelinidae, they are also attacking the nymphal adult stage of the sucking insects. So here you can see they develop either as an ecto and the endoparasitoid. They may be primary or the secondary parasitoid. Okay, primary means it is a beneficial. Secondary means it is a hyperparasitoid, which is not beneficial to humans. Okay, and mainly you can see what are its hosts. Again, it is preferring to lay the prefer to eat on the sucking insects like the white flies, scales, aphids, and the mealybug. So in this photograph, you can see here how the female is laying the egg. So it is directly, you know that aphids are itself is they are very minute. It is the female is sitting on the aphid and she is laying. So this is the ovipositor you can see, and she is laying the egg directly into the nymph of the aphid. And here this is the one way of position where you can see she is laying the egg into the aphid. Okay, so once the eggs are laid, eggs are laid by the Aphelinidae, so they start hatching and they develop, and they do, by this time the nymph, that is the aphid, will become inactive. So example you have is the Elasmus Nephantidis. Okay, and it has been mainly used for the control of the apple aphid in case of woolly apple aphid in case of the apple ecosystem. So this is what you can see here. This is the woolly aphid in case of the apple, that is the apple ecosystem, and this will be at Aphelinus mali will be attacking the nymph and the nymphal adult parasitoid. And another you have is the, so all these you will get them in a biological control example. Prospectella perniciosi. So this Prospectella perniciosi, you can see here, these are called as the hard scale. Okay, so these are the hard scale, and you can see them, they are called as a Quadra Spideriotis perniciosus. Okay, so whatever the parasitoid you are finding, it is a Quadra Spideriotis perniciosus. So here you can see she is absorbing, and they also feed on the oozing material from these scales. Okay, sometimes they puncture these scales with a ovipositor, and whatever the oozing, the body fluid is in, that will be drinking by, means the female will drink the body fluid also, because they also need a nutrition for their body. Okay, so that is also there in case of this Prospectella perniciosi, and also in case of the Aphelinus mali. So this is a hard scale where the coating is very hard, especially in the apple, and this is the Aphelinus mali, and which is mainly used for the control of the woolly aphid in apple ecosystem. So these are the 12 families I have just covered under the order Hymenoptera. Okay, at least try to remember the at least 10 families from the Hymenoptera. Next, I will be moving on to the Lepidoptera. Under the Lepidoptera, I will be just covering only the one family. Okay, so the one family you have is the Epiperophidae. Okay, so the Lepidoptera are mainly pollinators, and also when you take the moths, so they are the crop pest. Okay, so but apart from that, also we are having one positive of these Lepidoptera you have is they are also the predator and also parasitoid. Under the predator, I have covered you about the Lichenidae and the Pyralidae, Diphyophidiora. Okay, and here you have is the Epiperophidae, which is including the parasitoid here. Moths are unique in that the larvae are parasitic on the plant hopper here. I'll just show you the photographs here. Here you can see this is the Pirilla, which is a major pest in case of the sugarcane. So these are the names. Okay, so it belongs to the family, or I think so, Uribrachidae and Lopopidae. I think so. You under the Homoptera, you have the Lopopidae, which you call them as an aeroplane bug. So these are the names of this aeroplane bug, which you call it as a Pirilla purpuseella. So here it is having the two long tail-like structure, and it will be jumping. Okay, so this is the adult of the Epiperophus, that is an Epericania, and she will be laying large number of the egg. Okay, you can see here in group she will be laying the large number of the egg, and after hatching, what the larvae of this Epericania will do is that, so this is the hopper, what you have here. She will migrate, whatever the caterpillar that hatches, it will migrate and attach to the body of the Pirilla. So here in this photograph, you can see, okay, on the dorsal side of the body, you can see. So this is the Pirilla nymph, and this whatever the white mass you are finding, this is the larvae of the Epericania, where it has pierced the mouth parts into the Pirilla, and it is taking the body fluid. So when it is jumping, so it also there on the body permanently. And here you can see it has killed the nymph of the Pirilla, and it has gone for the, means it is about to go for the pupation. So when this Epericania is about to go for the pupation, it can disconnect from the parasitoid, that is, sorry, it disconnect from the Pirilla, and in this photograph you can see they go for the pupation in the silken cocoon. So this is the cocoon or the silken cocoon of the Epericania melanolica. Again the cycle will be continued. The adult, you can see it is a black in color, and this is the Pirilla purpuseella, which is a major pest in the sugarcane. I think so you have just got what I was telling. So here I have given you the example of the Pirilla, which is mainly attacking the hopper, that is a Fulgoroidea. So coming under the Lophopidae, that is the frog hopper and other Homoptera. So moth and the larvae feeds on the dorsal surface of the abdomen of the plant hopper under the wings. Okay, these moths are rare and with Epiperophus. It is the Epericania melanolica, which you have in India, and we don't have this. Epiperophus uribrachidae, we don't have this, only we have the melanolica. So this is the Epiperophidae family, which is doing the job of the parasitization. Next, I'm going to the Diptera. So under this most important family, under the Diptera you have is the Tachinidae, which have been exploited in the pest management. So apart from that also you have 2 or 3 families, but they are not exploited. So, but they have been reported as a parasitic on the other groups. Okay. So here the first family under the Diptera we have is the Bombylidae. So here you can see the family, the common name for them is called as a bee flies. Why they are called as a bee flies? Because you can see here on the body they are provided with the hairs. The plumose hairs or the branch hairs are present. Okay, so which also help in the pollination. They resemble the bees and the wasp, and because of that they are called as the bee flies or the Bombylidae. So they are very stout. You can see here most of them are the stout bodied, and they have the hairs, and also they hover on the flower, okay, resting on the ground or the grass in an open sunny places. So that means they also need a bright sunlight. Okay, larvae, you can see here the larvae are the parasitic on the immature stages of the Lepidoptera, Hymenoptera, Diptera, Coleoptera, and also here you can see they are predaceous on the eggs of the grasshoppers. Okay, here you can see it is not a parasitic. It is feeding on the eggs externally. So that is why we are calling it as a predaceous on the grasshoppers. And also you can see here, they have the long proboscis, which is mainly it is collecting the pollen, and the body is provided with a haze. So adult, it is doing the job of the pollination, but the larvae, which is doing the job of the parasitization, especially the Lepidoptera, Hymenoptera, Diptera, Coleoptera, and the predator on the eggs of the grasshopper. So here, the Bombay day, so especially when it comes to the Hymenoptera, it prefers to attack the Hymenopteras which make the nest in the soil. Okay, so it will be just where there is on the, okay, so it will be just where there is on the grubs of the these Hymenoptera, any of the wasp. Okay, the example you have is the bomb. The Diptera you have is the sarcophagidae, that is the flesh flies. Usually the members of the sarcophagidae are the scavengers. Okay, and many of the species of the sarcophagidae, they have been exploited in the forensic science. But apart from the scavenging, the most important job they are doing also is the parasitization. So here you can see the larvae vary considerably in habits. So they do not stick onto the particular habits and are often larviparous. So larviparous means directly give birth to the young ones. They lay their eggs on or inside of their host. So that means here I'm mentioning larviparous, but I'm telling here the eggs. So immediately eggs will hatch into larvae. Okay, and some of them they directly give birth to the larvae itself. So even they are laying the eggs, immediately after laying they will hatch into the young ones. Okay, some of them they directly give birth to the young ones. Okay, so they may be external or the internal parasites. So if that is what you can see here, they lay their eggs on or inside their host, and mainly the host includes is the Orthoptera, Neuroptera, Coleoptera, Lepidoptera, Diptera, and the Hymenoptera. All the major orders you can see here. And the example you have is the Sarcophaga species. How you can identify the sarcophagidae, that you have learned in the last sem, but only I will be just telling. So here you can see, because you just confused with the tachinid. Okay, so only the main character is in the abdomen. You can see the silver checkered patches are there. Silver checkered patches are there on the abdomen. That is a one striking character, and the grayish band you can see alternating with the black band. So that is the another striking character for the sarcophagidae. The silver checkered patches and the ash color band will be there alternating with the black band. Okay. Next, the most important you have is the tachinidae, which have been exploited. But the one negative part of the tachinidae is that you cannot rear it on the alternate host. And also rearing is a costly affair for the tachinids. So that is why they have not been mass multiplied in large number, and they have been released. And another negative of this is they are also polyphagous. So if they are polyphagous, it becomes field release, because if there is any alternate source which is preferred, then it will be moving on to that host instead of controlling where you want. So these are the two negative parts of this tachinid. So one is the rearing is a costly affair, and they are mainly they are the polyphagous. So how you identify the tachinid? So tachinid mainly it is having the bristles. Okay, it is also called as a hairy fly. Okay, you can see here the bristles are there on the abdomen, and this is the scutellum. Okay, you know it is a scutellum, and where it is very prominent, that is the one thing. Okay, so these two especially you remember. Antenna, because here I have shown the antenna, they have the arista which is bare, not provided with the hair. Okay, this is what the post scutellum, it is very prominent, and they are provided with the bristles or the hairs on the tip of the abdomen. These two characters at least you remember for the tachinids. For the sarcophagidae, they have the silver patches. Okay, that you do not find in the tachinidae. They are also called as woozy flies. So here they may be mainly they are the endoparasite. Here you can see the flies, they attack the larvae and the pupae of the Lepidoptera, Coleoptera, Orthoptera, and the Hemiptera. The adults deposit their egg up, we can see here, either directly onto the host or on the host plant of their host. Upon hatching, the larvae burrows into the host body and feed internally. This is the important character of the tachinidae. Again, when they are fully developed, when they are about to go for the pupation, again they come out by making a hole and they go for the pupation. nearby. Okay, so these are the character of these tachinids. Okay, example, here you have the Exorista bombyces. So don't give this Exorista bombyces for the tachinidae because so this is a pest on the silkworm, because you know that if you're coming from the silkworm rearing area, okay, you will be knowing about the woozy flies. Okay, so this is a parasitic on the larvae of the silkworm. So, but you should know the example, that is an Exorista bombyces. Then what is the one which is exploited in the pest management is the Sturmia species. Okay, which is attacking the larvae of the red-headed hairy caterpillar. Okay, so that is about the tachinidae. So these are the some of the flies. Okay, and another you can see here, as I told you, this is the egg of the tachinid. I have told you either they attach the eggs to the larval body or to the host plant. So after hatching, what it will do, it will make a hole here. You can see here just in the caterpillar on the lateral side. So the larvae, it has made the hole and it has entered inside. Okay, and these are the one which are about to go for the pupation, where you can see some of them also, two of them also have gone for the pupation. Again, for the pupation, they make a hole and they will come out, and this is a corrected type of the pupa, and this is the Exorista bombyces. And another you have is the Pipinculidae. So Pipinculidae, so they are also there, where you can see they are called as a big-headed flies because they have the size of the head is bigger when you compare to the head, thorax and the abdomen. The larvae are the parasitic on the various hoppers that you should know, leaf hoppers and the plant hoppers. Okay, so example you have is the Pipinculus species. Okay, so these are the families which are doing the job of the parasitization. Okay, so that is they are the parasitoid. At least remember the Tachinidae under the Diptera, and another is the Sarcophagidae. Okay, so these two are the important families under the Diptera doing the job of the parasitization. So up to here, I have just covered the orders with the families which include the parasitoid of the insects. Okay, do you have any doubt up to here, students? Any doubts illenri? Are you listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Gavi Siddesh, ನೀನೇ ಒಬ್ನೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀಯಲ್ಲೋ, ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ?
No doubt, ma'am.
No doubt. Okay. Next, I will be moving on to the classification of the parasitoids. Until now, I have covered the groups of that means the families and the orders, which includes the parasitoid. Next, I'll be moving on to the classification of the parasites. So it is very important. Okay. So here you can see in a different way, you can classify the parasites. So here I am referring the parasitoids. So based on the nature of host, whether it is attacking them, so it is general, whatever the first classification, it is a general classification, and the duration of the attack, whether it is permanently or it is a short period, that is what the duration of attack, degree of the parasitism, whether they can live away from the host or not, site of predilection, that is the ecto and the endoparasitoid, food habits like the monopoly and the oligophagous, number of the hosts attacked by the parasite like the monoxenous and the polyxenous, and or the heteroxenous, and the stage of the attack of the host is the egg, pupil, larval, and all that comes under the stage of the attack of the host, and sequence of the attack as a primary, secondary, tertiary, and the quaternary. So these are the different ways how you classify the parasites. So coming to the first one, no, they don't have the spots on the body, flesh flies. Okay, it is a checkered, it is a square shape. Okay, checkered patches, what I told you, the silver color patches will be there, so that you will not find it on the tachinid. Okay, so only the sarcophagidae are having that. Is it clear? Okay. Next, moving on to the classification. The first one, nature of the host. So based on the nature of the host is nothing but the what is the type of the host, whether they are attacking the plant or whether they are attacking the insects or whether they are attacking the other than the insects like the animals. Okay, the first one you have is the Phytophagus parasite. Usually they are the pest, okay, which mainly feeds on the crop plants. That also you can call it as a parasite. Okay, that we are calling it as a agriculture entomology and the storage entomology. So that we are now dealing. The zoophagous is the one which are mainly attacking the other than the insects. Only we are now dealing with the sorry, entomophagous parasites. Okay, so here the host of the parasite is an insect. So entomophagous parasites means the host of the parasite is an insect, and this is just a general classification that you find it. The second way of the classification is the duration of attack. Okay, so based on the duration of the attack, so you can classify the parasitoids as a transitory and the permanent parasite. What it is a transitory? Okay, many of the insects, as you know, that they are parasitic only in the immature stages, whereas the adults are the free living. So this is called as a transitory parasite. So here you can see here the parasites which spends only the few stages of its life cycle on the one host. So that means the female will lay the egg onto the wherever they have the host, they will hatch, and only in the larval stages they are parasitic. So that is what the few stages of its life is on the host. Other stages are spent on the another species also, that is the one option of the host or as a free living. Okay, so this is what the transitory parasite. Whatever we have the parasitic insects, they are the Braconidae, Ichneumonidae, they all are parasitic only in the larval stage. That is they are the transitory parasite. Whereas blister beetle, so where you can see the other stages are spent on the another species. For this example, I am giving you the blister beetle. So you know that the first instar is the trianguline, which is very active and it is having a thoracic legs. It is mainly parasitic on the eggs of the grasshoppers. But adult, you can see here, they are the pest attacking mainly the flowers of the cultivated crops like the red grub. Okay, so that is the transitory parasite. Next you have is the permanent parasite. So that means, for example, you take the example of the head loss. So if the head loss is detached from the host, so there is no food for that. Okay, so it will survive without the food for 1 or 2 days. Then afterwards it will die. So that means it cannot live away from the host for a long time. Only 1 or 2 days is optional, but it is an obligatory parasite. So that is what it is a permanent. So permanent parasite is the one which spends all the life stages. So starting from the egg, larva, pupa, everything will be finding on the single host, on the same host. That is what the permanent. So here I have given one example is the head loss, and another, I think so in the last course you have studied about the Diptera, which are the twisted wing parasite. Only it is the female. Male are free living. The job is only to do the purpose of is the to mate and die. So these are the female. So the females, when they are mature, when they are ready for the mating, so you can see you can see the tip of the abdomen will be ejected outside. So this is where the male will come, sit outside, and he will mate, and again he will go back. Then afterwards, once the mating is completed, again the females start laying the egg. So these Diptera mainly prefer the wasp here. So in between the intersegment, where you have the intersegmental area, you can see the protrusion. These are also one which are permanent parasite. They cannot live away from the host. So based on the duration of an attack, it is a transitory and the permanent parasite. And the third type you have is the based on the degree of the parasitization. So it is obligatory. It is same as the one what I told before. It is a duration. It is a degree of the parasitum as the obligatory and the facultative. So obligatory means cannot live away from the host. That is what an obligate parasite is, the one which cannot live away from the host for any appreciable length of the time. So all the parasites what we have and the birds, so head loss or the body loss or the bird loss, all they are the obligatory parasite. So here I'm giving the example of the bird louse, that is a Malophaga, which mainly prefers to eat on the feathers. And usually the obligatory parasites, they mainly have the very specificity for their host. So they, if it is attacking only, for example, if you take the head louse, it is attacking only the humans. So it is not going to the cattle and the buffalo. Again, we have the louse which are very specific to the cattle and the buffalo. So that is what you can see here. These obligatory parasite, they are very much specific to their host. That you have to remember. Facultative parasite means it is your bed bug. So you know that sorry, bed bugs are not attached to your body. Only they will be hiding in the cracks and crevices, whatever you have in the bed, okay, or in the wall where we have the anything hiding places that is available, they will go and hide. Once you go and sleep, the body smell will attract them. They will come, and again they have the sorry, they are having the piercing and sucking type of the mouth parts, and by that, so they are taking the blood from the humans. Again, they will hide. So that is what you can see. They will come, take the blood, and they go away. That is called as a facultative parasite. Even your mosquitoes are also facultative parasite. Fleas, bedbug, and the mosquito, all these are coming under the category of the facultative parasite. Okay. And another type of the classification, the site of predilection. This already I have explained you what is the site of predilection. And based on that, you can classify the parasite as the ectoparasite and the endoparasite here. Ecto, develop outside, endo means develop inside. Okay, so this is already just now I had shown you. Copidosoma truncatus, which is parasitic on the whatever it is a semi-looper. Here it is a goniosus, where you can see the larvae externally feeding on the caterpillar, and it is attacking mainly the larvae of the coconut blackheaded caterpillar. That is the Bethyllidae is the family. So this is the fourth way. Then you have is the fifth way of classification based on the food habits. How many hosts they are attacking. Okay. So depending on the number of the host species attacked by the parasite, they can be divided into three groups as a mono, oligo, and the polyphagous parasites. Okay. So you know it is a mono means it is a single. So that is why here you can just, I always try to tell you understand the meaning. Mono means single. So it is characterized by having only one species of the host. So here I am giving you the Goniosus Nephantidis. Whatever you have, it is mainly attacking the coconut black-headed caterpillar. That is what you can just say. Oligo means closely related species are attacked. Okay, it is carrying, you can see has more than one host, but the host species are closely related. So that is the oligophagus. Many times I think so. This I have told what is the mono, oligo, and the poly. Poly is it has more and the broad host range. So that is the Ichneumonidae. Especially the Ichneumonids are having a very wide host range compared to the Braconid. So this is the classification based on the how many host the food host they are attacking. So that is the food habit as a mono, oligo, and the polyphagous. Next here you have is the classification based on the number of the host attacked by the parasite. Okay. Some of the parasites complete their development on only one host, while other requires more than one host, and they are classified as a monoxenous parasites, and another you have is a heterogeneous parasite. So don't get confused with this is the number of the host attacked by the parasite for the completion of the life cycle. But here, it is a host range. Okay, but they are completing the entire life cycle on a single host. But here you can see number of the host that is required for the completion of the life cycle. Okay, monoxenous means the parasite one which requires only single host for the complete development, that we call it as a monoxenous parasites. Whereas a heterogeneous, here I will take the example of the mosquito larvae. So mosquito, where the larvae are aquatic, they are feeding on the whatever the small insects that are present in the, because you know that the larvae are having the mandibular type of the mouth parts. Whatever the small insects, the larvae of the chironomid Okay, all the nuts or anything they are eating when they are in the aquatic ecosystem. As the adult, they are the blood sucker. So entire life cycle is taken into consideration here also. That means when you look into the adult itself, so how many meals it is taking? So it is attacking more number of the individuals, that is humans, for fulfilling its needs for the blood. So that is what the number of the hosts which are attacked by the parasite to complete the entire life cycle. Another example here you have is the blister beetle larvae. So first instance, that is a triangulin, it feeds on the eggs of the grasshopper, whereas the adult is a flower feeder. So the larval feeding and the adult feeding are completely different here. So that is what it is, a classification based on the number of the hosts attacked by the parasite to complete the life cycle. So this is the sixth one. Next you have is the seventh one, based on the stage of the host attack. So this is an important classification. So based on the stage of the attack means what stage of the insect is attacked by these parasitoid. So if they are preferring the egg stage, then you call them as a egg parasitoid, larval parasitoid. Then if it is a larval pupil or the egg larval, that is how you will be classifying it. So one is the egg parasitoid. Already I have given you the three families which are doing the job of the egg parasitoid. One is the Trichogrammatidae, Cerionidae, and the another I had told you about the Maimaridae. Okay, only the Maimaridae is the one which is attacking the eggs of the hoppers, whereas the Trichogramma and the Cerionidae, you can see they are attacking the eggs of the Lepidoptera. One is Trichogramma Kilonus, okay, which is attacking the eggs of the Lepidoptera, Telenomus remus, which is attacking the eggs of the Spodoptera. So another Anagarus elegans, which is a Maimaridae, it is attacking the eggs of the hoppers. Then you have is the egg larval parasitoid, as I told you. So only this is the example you have to remember for the egg larval, that is the Kilonus blackburni, which is the Braconidae, which is mainly attacking the egg stage of the PTM, that is the potato tuber moth, BW, ballworms, DBM, it is the diamondback moth larvae. So attacks the egg, continue in the larval stage. Next you have is the larval parasitoids. Okay, the mainly under the larval parasitoid you have the Chalcidae, Braconidae and the Ichneumonidae, which are attacking the larval stage. The examples already I have given you many for the larval parasitoid, that is the Bracon habiter, so that is the CBHC, that is the coconut black-headed caterpillar, Cotetia plutella, endoparasite, which is a solitary, it is a DBM, Goniosus Nephantidis on the larvae of the CBHC, that is it is a ecto and a gregarious. Platygaster orize, it is a platygastridae. So here you can see it is attacking the late larva, continue in the pupa. So this is what you find, entire pupa inside is filled by this Platygaster orize. And next you have is the Campylortus chloridae. Okay, so which is mainly, again you can see these are the one which are mainly preferring on the gall midge larvae, which is a major pest in the paddy ecosystem. And another you have is the Surmiopsis inferens. It is mainly attacking the early shoot borer of the sugarcane. So this is what you have is the Surmiopsis inferens. So it is preferring to attack the larvae of the sugarcane, early sugarcane shoot borer. Okay, so these are the examples. So they may be ecto, or they may be endo, or they may be solitary, or they may be gregarious, but they are attacking the larval stage. Okay, next here you have is the prepupal stage. Prepupal stage is nothing but the one which is ready for going for the pupation, but it has not actually gone for the pupation. It is at the end of the larval stage, which is preparing for the pupa. That you call it as a prepupal stage, and it will not feed. So here we have the Elasmus Nephantidis, which is attacking the CBHC, that is the coconut black-headed caterpillar. So prepupal, you can just consider it as a larval pupil parasitoid. Okay. Next here you have is the pupil parasitoid. So exactly they are attacking the pupil stage of the insect. Whereas the prepupal means it attacks the pre-larva, that is the last instar larva, and continue in the pupal stage. Where pupil parasite means it is exactly after when the caterpillar has gone for the complete pupation, they will be attacking the fresh pupa. So here I am giving you many examples here. Brachymeria Nephantidis. So this is where It is a chalcid, okay, which is attacking the coconut black-headed caterpillar pupa. Tetrastricus howardi. So this I have told you, Eulophidia attacking again the pupae of the CBHC. And you have the Trichospilus pupivera attacking the pupae of the CBHC. Okay, so all these three are the example for the pupal parasite on the pupal stage of the insect. Then you have is under that nymphal adult parasite. So under this nymphal adult parasite, it is applicable only to the one which are attacking the sucking insects like the aphids, white flies, subopal psyllids, all those sucking insects where they are attacking. So you can call them as a nymphal adult parasite. That means they attack the nymphal stage, continue even in the adult, and they do not allow them to become a reproductive female, okay, or the male. So example you have is Aphelinus mali, that is all example here you can see I have given the Aphelinidae. The members of the Aphelinidae mainly they are attacking the sucking insect. Eriosoma lanigerum, it is a woolly aphid. Encarsia formosa, it is attacking the cotton whitefly. It is a common example you have to remember. And here it is a Encarsia flavoscutellum. It is attacking the nymphal adult stage of the sugarcane woolly aphid. SWA is a sugarcane woolly aphid. Okay. Another you have is the Epiperophus Melanology. So this is the one caterpillar where I had told you about the Epiperophidae, which is attacking the larvae of the Pirilla purpusilla, where you have the last photograph. So this is the way of classification depending which stage of the host is attacked. It may be egg larval, larval stage, larval pupil, and the nymphal adult parasites. Okay. Next you have is the last classification I will just tell you, that is the based on the sequence of the attack. So that we call it as a primary parasite, secondary, tertiary, and the quaternary. Here we are much bothered about the primary and the secondary parasites. We also have this tertiary and the quaternary, but we have to more concentrate on the primary and the secondary. What is this primary parasite? So for this, I can just tell you whatever till now I have mentioned, where the parasite is attacking the host. The host is dangerous or it is a pest on the crop. Then you call it as a primary parasite. That means parasite attacks the host of harmful species, and it is helpful to man because it is attacking the insect which is feeding on our crop. Then we call it as a primary because the parasitoid, it is going directly and attacking the harmful species for the first time. So no other members are there. So that is why it is a primary parasite. Any example you can give, it is a Opicina arnacella I have given for the Goniosus nephantidis. What is the secondary parasite here? It is the one, it depends on the primary parasite for its multiplication and shelter, which is also called as a hyperparasite. That means a parasite is parasitized by the another parasite is called as a secondary or the hyperparasite. For example, here itself you have is a Goniosus nephantidis. So when the Goniosus nephantidis, it goes for the pupation in the silken cocoon. So it may be attacked by the another hymenopteran on the pupa. So then the one which is attacking the pupae of the Goniosus, you can call it as a secondary parasite. So that means it is not beneficial to man because they are attacking our parasites which are helpful to us. That is why you can see here the secondary parasites are not beneficial to man. And finally, you have is the tertiary and the quaternary. The tertiary depends on the secondary parasite for its multiplication. Quaternary, it depends upon the tertiary, okay, parasite for its multiplication. As I told you, please more concentrate on the primary and the secondary because many times the students, if it is a secondary means they don't know it is a hyperparasite, okay. So these are the different types of the classification in the parasite you find it. I think so here I will just stop in. So if you have any doubts, you can just clarify your doubts here. Have any doubts? ಏನೇ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ರಿ? ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಇದೇ ಕೇಳೋದಾಗಿದೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ
No, ma'am.
ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಹಾ tertiary may be useful because tertiary is attacking the secondary, which is not required for the man. Okay, that may be beneficial. But again, quaternary is not beneficial. Okay, alternate you can see. Primary parasite is beneficial to us because they are attacking the host plant, that is the crop pest. Secondary, it is not beneficial. They are attacking the useful insects like the parasites. Tertiary, it attacks the hyperparasite. So then it is useful. Quaternary is again a negative. Okay. Alternate, they are doing the job. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then any other doubts? Flesh flies, body structure, how you can find easily. ಈ ಫ್ಲೆಶ್ ಫ್ಲೈಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಪ್ಯಾಚಸ್ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಆಗಿ, and they are alternating with the black here. The black background is there on the abdomen and they are having the silver patches. So this is the one striking character for the Sarcophagidae. Okay. And another thing is because, and also in the thorax you observe, okay, there are, that is the, that means ash bands are there. You can see here, the ash bands are alternating with the black. So these are the character. And also I will show you in the ಟ್ಯಾಕಿನಿಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟಿಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅಬ್ಡಮಿನ್ ಬ್ರಿಸಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಇಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಆಶ್ ಕಲರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಪೆಕ್ಯುಲಿಯರ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸಾರ್ಕೋಫಾಜಿಡೆ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಓಕೆ ದೆನ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Tell me.
Ma'am, suppose we are talking about the primary parasites, like primary one and then secondary one. Okay, ma'am. Then, like, suppose if primary, we know that they are like harmful to that a group of insects, ma'am.
Yeah.
We are employing a particular insect, and it is a pest on some other insect. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Then, like, and if it is having a secondary host also, then it would be, as you said, that they would be like harmful to human or somewhere else.
So that means
Ma'am,
they may suppress the activity of the primary parasitoid. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah.
Then how we can say that it is economical? Because for each and other pest control, we need to employ another pest. So how this would be like economically feasible? Because we continuously go on. This would be not economical, and also like completely going for that. It is
okay, Devendra, I'm telling you. So only hyperparasitoids, when they come in number, means how when they attack is that when the population of the primary parasitoid is very large. For example, you take again the coccinellids. Okay. So coccinellids pupa, especially when they are towards the stage of the prepupal and means preparing for the pupal stage, they have many hyperparasitoids on the coccinellid itself. Okay. So that we cannot avoid. Only once the population of the parasite or the predator is more, then you will always encounter with the hyperparasitoid. It is just like a food web. All are not having that, but at the same time, parasites are also more in number. Okay. And they are balancing it. So we can't avoid the hyperparasitoid. It is just a food chain. Okay. For example, you take the trichogrammatids, they don't have the hyperparasitoids usually when you release. Okay. Only it is a competition among the egg parasitoids like the Maimaridae, Cerionidae, and Trichogrammatidae. One which is more feasible, it will continue life cycle, other will be suppressed. It is a part of life. Okay.
Okay.
Is it clear, David?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, it is there. It is, everything is there. It is a food web. Now what we have coronavirus, it is also parasitic on us. Still now, then also our population is not decreasing. We are stable. We are finding an alternate remedy for that. It is also same for the insect. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Padevendra. You can call it as a parasite itself. If you, for example, if a mosquito is not getting a blood meal from us, so the female will not lay egg. For the maturation of the ovaries, the mosquitoes need the blood of the human beings. Okay, so that you can call it as a parasite. It is okay, because for example, you take your flea. Okay, mosquito, flea, mosquito, and the bedbug all are in the same category. If you do not give the blood, the ovaries will not develop and they do not develop. Okay. And that is why we call them also as a parasite, a part of parasite, but we are not employing them for the pest management. They are also parasite in a different way. Okay. We have the parasites which are beneficial and also harmful, but here they are parasitic on the human beings, not on the insect. But that category is just, I'm giving it here. Okay.
But they do not live in humans now.
They are not living. So that is what I am calling them as a facultative. Okay. All the insect parasite, what you have, they are obligate, especially in the larval stage. If you just separate them during the larval stage from their host, they do not live. They will die. Even if you guess, detach and give another caterpillar of the same, they do not enter. They will die. Okay, so that is what the mindset is there. Okay, once they are attached and feeding on the larvae, if you detach, they will, the life cycle is not completed. But here they are the facultative only. Because the life cycle is completely totally different. Eggs and the larvae are in the water. Pupa is also in the water. Only the adults are parasitic. That means they need the blood. But here it is not in case of the what other parasites. For example, you take some of the